Good morning, Red Arrow, and happy Wednesday. Let's see what's cooking in the kitchen for lunch today.
Hello, friends! Cat in the Hat here. Today for lunch we're having a cheesy pizza, red and orange jello cups, green broccoli, red grape tomatoes, yellow bananas, and your choice of white or chocolate milk.
Today is March 1st and we have no birthdays to celebrate, but it is the start of Reading Month. It's going to be a great month of lots of reading and fun. We'll learn more about it today, so hold on to your hats.
And we have a few announcements for today. We have guest teachers everywhere. This is easier to say it that way. So please take good care of our guest teachers and make sure we show them that here at Red Arrow we are safe, respectful, and responsible, and we treat our guests with extra special care so they feel welcome and can't wait to come back to Red Arrow again. I want to say thank you to Mrs. Stull and Mrs. Doro for being flexible and helping us out and offering their subs and their UBD time up. And so thank you for that to help us get coverage. And also thank you, Mr. Hines, for being willing to also be a teacher today as well in a classroom instead of your own classroom. So thank you for that. And Ms. Reed, who is one of our guest teachers, thank you for being flexible and moving from one classroom to another. I'm sure there's probably other people I need to be thanking right now, so I'm just going to say thank you to everybody. And also, I do want to say thanks to everyone for yesterday as well. I know it was a short day, and you guys made it work, and I just appreciate that a lot. So thank you to all the grown-ups and to all the kids, too, because it takes you guys cooperating with us also to make that work. Now, today is the first day of Reading Month. March is Reading Month, and when I was a kid, which has been a long time ago, March's Reading Month was a little different, and that was kind of the only time when I was in school that we talked about reading a lot and got to enjoy some reading activities. And the rest of the year, we really didn't do that. Well, now we don't do it that way. We celebrate reading all the time, so March lets us celebrate even more so. So that's kind of the difference. And so we're saying we read every month, but March's Reading Month gives us an extra chance to celebrate and be happy about being readers and loving books and all those things. And so all kinds of activities are planned this month. And today is Color Day. I already saw some green, red, and blue out there, so great job. I tried to find a tie that has all those colors on it, so hopefully I did an okay job. And this afternoon, some schedule changes and some schedule information. So, from 1 to 1:30 this afternoon, we're going to have an all-school read-in. So from 1 to 1:30, all-school read-in. So find a cozy spot and read, read, read. I might come around and take some pictures of that, but otherwise I'm going to be reading too because I'm looking forward to some reading time. From 1:40 to 2 o'clock, we will have an all-school recess. So everyone will go out today from 1:40 to 2 o'clock. That means the playground will be kind of crowded and very busy. So again, I appreciate your help, making sure that no one gets hurt. And so my older students, my second graders, make sure we take good care of our kindergartners out there at that time. Let's see. And then this afternoon, after the all-school recess, around 2:05-ish, we will have our all-school Reading Month kickoff assembly. And so please wait for the announcement, and we'll call you down to get in the gym and ready to go. And I believe I heard Mr. Wilmer has a special arrangement of how we're going to sit people down in there. So it'll all work out just fine. Looking forward to some fun things this afternoon as well. So I think those are all of those announcements. And I don't have an extra video for today, but I wanted to do something different. See, it's Reading Month, and that gives me a great chance to celebrate reading. And so I thought I'd talk about a book real quick. That's okay. I want to do a book talk. So this is called Petite Rouge, a Cajun Red Riding Hood. And you all know the story of Red Riding Hood. She was taking the basket to her grandmother's house, and then the wolf found out she was going, and he dressed up like grandma and tried to trick her. Well, this is a story about Red Riding Hood, but it's written a little differently. For one thing, if you look at the picture there on the cover, Red Riding Hood looks a little different than you're probably used to. You probably didn't picture Red Riding Hood as a duck. And instead of a big bad wolf, we have an alligator. This story is set in the United States in a place called Louisiana, down in New Orleans area, where they have rivers and cities and all kinds of fun things. And so, same picture. How about that? I didn't even plan that. So I love the pictures in this book for one thing. Let me do a spoiler. So there is our alligator dressed up like grandma. I'm sure he's convincing. But I also love the language. Let me just read just a little bit of this. so you can hear the language of this story. Now, I need to tell you also that the alligator has a name, and his name is Claude. And you have to say Claude because you're reading like you're in the bayou. So Claude put on the nightgown and Grandma Mere's nightcap. He'd jump into bed like he'd taken a nap. He'd pull up the covers around his big old green head and pretend that he's Grandma Mere just lying in bed. And sure enough, right soon, there's a knock at the door, and Claude say, "Come in, what you stay outside for?" I'll stop there. I'm going to put this out on my book rack, which is out there in the lobby. If you'd like to borrow this book and take a read, you're welcome to. Teachers, the same thing. It's a lot of fun with the accents, I got to tell you. That's one of my favorite parts of this book. Petite Rouge, a Cajun Red Riding Hood. Take a look. If you've got a book to talk about, I'd love to see some videos I can share with others. If you've got a great book to suggest that we read and that we have to hear about, I'd love to hear from you. At this time, would you please stand
From Mrs. Potter's class to help us with the pledge, we have
Paisley. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty.
Thank you, Pledge Helpers. That was a great job, and everyone have a great day, learners.